You know where you are? You're in the Guns and Radio Podcast, baby. You're gonna die.
Welcome to the Guns and Radio Podcast. This is episode number 41. And as always, each and every Monday, I'm famous Stephen Wright impersonator Chris Caputo.
And I'm Dustin, Bonez, and I can hear it now. Like, now I hear it, and it's stuck in my head.
It's stuck in mine, too. I'm just like, what? It's always weird when, like, someone points it out for you. Like, someone you never know, like, oh, you look like this guy, and you can't get it out of your fucking head.
I get Seth Rogen. I look like Seth Rogen. I get that all the time.
Yeah.
And I get that I sound like Dr. Phil all the time.
Really?
Those are my two. Yeah. Somehow I don't know how people figure that out, but
yeah.
Anyway, our song of the day is going to be "Suicide" by Steven Adler, and we're really looking forward to reviewing that song. And I'm not even being sarcastic this time. It's cool to have a Adler's Appetite song for a change. This will be everybody then. Then we'll have a solo song from everybody, won't we?
Yeah, technically.
Each of the five, because we said we would do all the solo songs of the original five.
Yeah.
So that's Axl. So we've done one Axl song from Rapid Fire. We've done a few Duff songs, more than a few Izzy songs.
Slash.
Yeah. This is the last one, so this completes. It took us 41 episodes to finally get a Steven song, but we're finally doing it tonight.
Oh, damn time.
Yep. And before we get into our song of the day and talk about all the fun news and things that we've got to talk about with what's going on, both within the GNR community and our personal lives, we're going to have to roll that shout-out train and let's holler at some people.
Whoop, whoop. I got a couple shout-outs this week. A big shout-out to a couple of our Discord members. To Slugs, and I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this one right. I think it's not Needle or Noodle, it's NXXDLE. You can critique me and whatever, or call me a fucking idiot because I don't know how to pronounce your username, but shout out to him and Slugs. Those guys have been basically running a party on our jukebox channel on our server, so shout out to them for keeping the music going there almost every single day for the last couple weeks now.
Yeah, that's been really cool. Like, you log on and then you can just listen to somebody else play the music. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, so shout out to them. And another shout out to the people behind the Izzy Stradlin concert petition. You can follow them on Instagram at Izzy Stradlin concert petition, or on Twitter at Izzy Concert 2018, I believe is the handle. I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure it is. But shout outs to them. They've invited us into their little private Facebook group now. So you guys can find us there if you're already not in that group or whatnot.
Well, it's private, so I guess if you're not in it, you ain't gonna see us in there. But yeah, we're in it now, so at least I am. I didn't even think you had a Facebook.
Yeah, no, I got rid of that ever since some crazy bitch tried to hack me. So.
Oh, Carol Baskin.
And that reminds me, I think you had a shout out too.
Yeah, I do. I want to say something to Chris from the Izzy Stradlin group, because we alluded to it kind of at the beginning of the show, but he said, hang on, I'm going to pull up the actual quote here so I can quote him. But this was really funny. So, Chris, and I'm not going to say your last name because you're probably a private citizen, so we'll keep it that way. He says, your co-host sounds like Steven Wright. I keep waiting on him to make a sarcastic punchline like, I was hitchhiking the other day and a hearse pulled over. I said, no thanks, I'm not going that far.
I love that line.
That is good. So that made me, I didn't know who that was, so I looked him up. Here's a clip.
She passed a gas station. There were two signs in the window, help wanted, self-service. So I went in and hired myself.
That's what Steven Wright sounds like for for those of you that don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Don't forget, if you guys want to join the conversation and come interact with us, you can do so over on our Discord. We will be around, and not all the time. Like, I'm guilty of not coming in there, but maybe once a week. But I check it out, and you can come holler at us over there. And plus, that's the best place to get in touch with us, because we try to respond to everybody. And also on Twitter and Instagram at Guns and Radio Pod. And of course, as always, over on gunsandradio.com, where you can find follow-up information to this song. We'll have more information on this song that we're going to be reviewing, and all the extra stuff you'll need to be able to do our watch-alongs and stuff like that with us that we're going to do later today. So with that, Caputo, what say you this episode started?
Let's do it.
All right.
Let me get my hashtag it's Miller time. We're not...
Yeah, we're sponsored by Miller. Yeah. Is that what they look like in Canada?
No, I'm actually drinking a vodka soda.
Okay. I was about to say, did they change the cans in Canada? That's cool.
No.
I was going to get you to send me one of those. I've been trying to get my hands on one of those Guns and Rose or Rosé.
I think they got their asses sued, so I don't know if those exist anymore.
Yeah, I know, but it would have been cool to have in my collection.
Definitely.
Especially now that they don't anymore.
Yeah. Or Black Death vodka.
Oh, dude.
That's the one that Slash was sponsored by, if I remember from a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. I already forgot about that.
I think it was Black Death. Oh, fuck, who knows? Someone's going to correct us.
Get your shit together.
Yeah, let us know. Hit us up on Discord.
Let us know. I'll give you a shout out in the next episode.
Yeah. That way we don't have to go back into our own archives and listen.
Yeah. Yeah. Or we record these episodes once, I listen to them when they come out, and then like after that, it's highly unlikely I'm ever going to listen to it again.
I listen to, after it's out, I do listen to it once, because sometimes, you upload something on the internet, and then like the tail end will get cut out, or it'll fuck up when it's uploading, and then some of it, or it might upload 10 minutes. So I don't know if it does that much anymore, because I haven't had that happen in a real long time, but it used to happen all the time when I first started on YouTube. Now, granted, that was back in 2009, but it hadn't happened in a really long time, but back then it made part of the practice of uploading something is to watch it to completion once it's uploaded, just to make sure everything's as it should be. Which, I haven't done it since the Anchor era of the show started, but back when we were on Spreaker, because I don't know if Anchor will let you re-upload things, but there has been episodes where something made the edit that I didn't intend to make the edit. Yeah. So I went in and corrected it. Yeah. What do you call that? Post-actively editing? Did the George Lucas one?
We just basically put like a patch on top of it. It's like a video game.
Yeah. Which right now we're not popular enough that a lot of people notice.
Yeah.
So
I mean, our hardcore fans notice.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the main one that I can think of is the Welcome to the Jungle episode, the very first episode. It's been edited 4 times now.
Oh. Well, you know how that goes with reboots or remakes. It's just like, speaking of that, actually, since we're on the topic of that, I don't know if you read, but recently they're trying to remake Scarface now, which why the fuck would you even think of doing that? Leave that movie as is. It's fucking a gold mine of a gangster movie. Do not remake it. What's the point?
Stop, you son of a bitch!
That's the devil, man. That's the devil talking.
Yeah.
Whose idea that is?
Hollywood.
That's bullshit. Yeah,
I was gonna say that. Then again, with this coronavirus shit around, they're not gonna be able to shoot it for another 2.5 years anyway. So
I will not have this in my studio.
No, what they're gonna do? See, this is the perfect time for us to get a Star Wars movie. Preferably one with George Lucas directing, because they shoot everything in front of a fucking green screen anyway. So like all they
Yeah,
have
but you can only have like 5 people in a
to
room.
do is, that's all you need.
Speaking of the future movies, they're probably just gonna put like AI or like robots in them. And those are gonna be the next actors.
Wouldn't that be some shit if everything was like Toy Story, because like we were bitching when all the special effects, like we lost practical effects altogether,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's completely CGI. If every movie was 100% CGI,
Ooh,
no, hard pass.
God.
Oh, which reminds me, did you see where we was talking about we talk about Tiger King on this show a lot. But
Yeah.
did you see where Nicolas Cage is going to be playing Joe Exotic in a movie?
Oh my God, I saw that. I'm like, you know what? That's actually not a bad casting call. I'm in for that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
You can guarantee goddamn to
I went to a bar this weekend with some friends of mine. There's this bar called Spectators down in Jeff City.
Mhm.
And it's hard to get me to go out any fucking way, just because
Yeah.
I'm always either editing this or recording one of the 3 podcasts that we're doing now, or even when I'm not doing that, like uh, I've got other plans that doesn't involve going to bars with other friends. So
Yeah.
a lot of people was messaging me wanting me to come out to Spectators, and because we're all in this big group chat. And in my head, I was going, no fucking way am I going to Spectators with all this shit going on. Because
Yeah.
Spectators is always crowded.
Mm-hmm.
It's always like you're pushing through people to get to the bathroom and stuff like that.
Oh.
And like I always get my ass grabbed by somebody I don't know.
Carol Baskin.
And at this point, I've just accepted it as part of the experience. So like I don't even look for who did that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
It could have been the same person for all these years. Maybe he or she thought you were really sexy. That was just like a mating call.
who knows? Who knows? But they started sharing pictures, and it turns out there was like 4 people there, and it was them plus the bartender.
It's just
And
us
then,
here, man. We're shutting this place down.
so I didn't tell them I would go because I didn't, want to commit.
Mm-hmm.
So like I just kind of started getting ready to go out. Like I went, took not really a whole shower, but one of those airplane showers. And then I got I got dressed a little nicer than I was. It took me about an hour. Going on my own times, taking my sweet time, and I figured if they're still there, I'll go in. If they're still there, I'll hang out with them for a few minutes, and if not, make an appearance, see a few friends I hadn't seen in a while, and because I really did want to go out. So when I got there, it had been knocked down to 3, so I'm like, even better,
Nice.
And so I went in and saw them and hung out with some friends for a little while, and yeah, and then went back home like nothing happened. Like I didn't even drink. I went to the bartender and I was like, "Hey, sell me a Coke in a Scotch glass so I can look like I'm being social without being social."
Yeah.
And he did it because I was like, by that point, like I'd already had like 2 Jaeger bombs and 2 beers because I wouldn't plan on going anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna drink too much. I don't want to fuck up and not be able to drive." So
You don't want no part of this shit.
Yeah.
I was paranoid the whole fucking time though. As soon as I came home, I took a shower and like threw my clothes in a separate dirty clothes bin. And I was like, I'm not going to touch those for 3 days, and then I'll go wash them.
Yeah.
Speaking of COVID-19, we talked about this. We talked about this a little bit, and before we went on the air, what do you think about that stupid ass COVID-19 shirt that GNR has released?
Well, you kind of already said it in there. It is a stupid ass T-shirt, but the only really pro about it is that all the net proceeds are at least going to music cares. So it's going to like sure
I mean,
like you gotta really take a shot at the Prez through a T-shirt. Like you've tweeted about it enough already, Axel. Come on.
yeah, and man, like, listen, you can't bring politics into merchandise because yeah, it's going for charity, but now half the people that would have bought the shirt ain't gonna fucking buy it.
Yeah.
and they're not going to listen to your shit now. They're going to throw up their little protest like it's going to do anything, and they're not going to listen to your shit now for like the next month. Or let's give it 2 weeks. Let's be real.
Yeah.
People don't have that kind of self-control.
And now our Twitter is basically, at least our like the Guns and Radio Twitter is being, well, not flooded, but I have seen like a lot more of like the very like hardcore MAGA dudes arguing with some of the like the diehard GNR fans I follow. So I'm just like, it's one of those again. It's like, fuck.
Bullshit.
Like,
you
look,
want to
dude,
say something, but you're just better off staying out of it because it's a never-ending war. It's like you're just like trying to convince an idiot about something, and they're just gonna be set in their own ways. Like they're so like stubborn and hard-headed. You're just like, whatever, go be a fucking idiot. Like you'll learn eventually. You hope, but it's not always like that.
the way it was explained to me, somebody said this to me, and I thought it was a very good analogy. It's like when you buy a car, and it's a piece of junk car, and you would have been better off to scrap it and get a new car, but you would have spent less money on fixing it by scrapping it and buying a new car, but you're being stubborn and you've committed to it, and out of pride you don't. That's what this is like. And I was like, that's a very good analogy.
Yeah, I agree. That's a better way of putting it.
It's just tribalism, man.
Yeah,
It all breaks down to tribalism. Everybody wants to be in their club. And look, man, I've said that you know, even in American politics, the other side does dumb shit all the fucking time I don't agree with.
Yeah.
But that ain't got nothing to do with this podcast. Ain't got nothing to do with Guns N' Roses. Ain't got nothing to do with music. And yeah, Axl Rose on Axl Rose's Twitter page, or should say whatever he wants to say. I'm not saying like stick to making music or nothing like that. I'm saying on your, because I do it. Like I post shit all the time on my Twitter about this kind of shit and how I feel about it. We don't put it on our official shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because I mean it doesn't have nothing to do with the music. I think one, I did say I think it should have been they should have put it on a mask. They were gonna do that, but it made
a whole line of GNR masks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the different GNR logo.
Yeah, they could have put anything. They could have made a Guns N' Roses custom shirt just for this benefit and sold a hell of a lot more of them and benefited the charity a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I think putting out that shirt is a stupid ass decision. Because I even had to look up, what does it mean by COVID 45? Like, what the fuck is COVID?
Yeah, I thought it was like a misspelling of like Colt 45, like the Afro Man song.
Yeah, Colt 45 and 2 zigzag.
Baby, that's all we need.
Oh.
Shit, that would have been good to do a review of on 420. Maybe next year.
Marijuana.
There'll be we got 7 more to go.
Awesome. All right.
Oh man. So speaking of GNR management, I don't have this in the notes, but we're going to talk about it anyway. Did you hear Fernando's somebody recorded it where he did the Q&A inside a thing, but he said he didn't want it recorded, and then somebody recorded it anyway. And
someone's going to record regardless. You're the management of one of the biggest like arena bands like that's still rocking to this day. Of course someone's gonna fucking record it. And yes, someone has sent it to me. I will not say who, but someone has sent it to me. And I haven't really listened to too much of it. But there is some interesting shit.
Yeah. I've always liked Fernando. Like, I mean, I don't agree with some of the shit he's done in the last, let's say, 10 months or so.
Yeah, the last couple of years, I think, I'd say.
But he'd always been real cool to me, and I liked him. So in that aspect, like used to, you know, me and Rick, we would go to Guns N' Roses, we'd get there, we'd get our spots in the front row or something. We'd text Fernando and be like, "Hey man, we're here. Come out and holler at us." and and then it would never fail. Like he would just pop out of the curtain and he'd come down and he'd come around and talk to us and he'd hang out with us for a little bit. And I always thought that was really cool. And he was cool to talk to. He was cool to just bullshit and chat with. And it became part of the experience for us. Like, oh, we'll holler at Fernando. That was part of it. The guy that sets up Axel's teleprompter and was a monitor guy is what we called him because he was always setting up the monitor. And he would come out and he'd be setting up the teleprompter. And we'd be going, "Whoa, monitor guy!" and be like, "We signed my pass. We signed my VIP pass." Which is funny because I don't want to talk about that too much because I think that's going to be the topic of the next Rick show. But I ended up meeting him in real life, bumping into him while he wasn't working one day. Mm-hmm. And I knew if I said, because I tried to get him to sign something backstage before and he ran away and hid.
Oh my goodness.
So instead of like when I met him in real life, instead of going, "Hey, monitor guy," like I knew not to do that. So I was like, "Pardon me, sir," and he turned around and I was like, "Oh, it is you, monitor guy."
Yeah. He's like, "Fuck, fuck."
No, that was cool because like he got to figure out I wasn't as scary as he had thought I was because I get being freaked out with some guy wanting you to sign his shit and stuff like that. But
I just freak out.
Hell, he turned out to be really cool too. I mean,
awesome.
Management is doing weird things. Has been for fucking quite some time. But I think one of the things that we talked about earlier before we went on the air was that we were talking about management how they kind of trolled everybody with the Hammerstein ballroom thing. What exactly happened? Because I didn't see that.
Yeah, so there was like by the time this airs, it'd be like at least a week or two ago. Like recently, it was like the anniversary of those pamphlets did at the Hammerstein in 06. And I saw a lot of the other fan accounts were tweeting about it. I know Brando from AFD tweeted about it. And then the official Guns N' Roses page tweeted like hashtag on this day, whatever, in 06 Hammerstein NYC. And then it was a YouTube link. It's like a link, something said GNR Hammerstein 06 on YouTube. So I was like, oh shit, maybe that's some of that live footage they're actually finally releasing.
That we've been promised.
You click it. Yeah. That they said is coming soon. The official Twitter, fucking even Instagram put it out there. Yeah. So you go to click this YouTube link, and it's literally the biggest fucking troll job ever. Because you think it's going to be actual footage from this concert. No, it's just the set list. But here's the studio version of all the songs they fucking did.
Damn.
So it's like, it's a big fuck you in the ass, literally.
I know that there was a time from that, the soundboard mix from that concert is a big deal. And it's really good. Yeah. I don't know if you've heard it yet or not, but if you have, I guess they were still figuring out exactly what it was going to sound like. Because the album version of There Was a Time doesn't sound, I mean it does, but it also doesn't really sound anything like the Hammerstein 06 version.
Yeah, I think that those concerts are very infamous because that was the first time they played like Better, IRS, and There Was a Time. And I remember those like leaked around that time, I think, like on the internet. I mean, that was, I think, the origin of Axel calling out like, "Oh, you downloading motherfuckers" and shit. So that's why I believe that's iconic for those reasons alone.
Okay. Well, maybe they'll get that shit together because from what we learned from Fernando's chat that he did, we're not going to play any of that here. Don't. I still think that's not cool to play, to be recorded when you're not supposed to, when you didn't want to be recorded. But from what we learned from that show, which I'm glad somebody did because I didn't get to hear it when I wasn't there when it happened. But apparently, the way Fernando tells it is they basically just got trucks full of footage and they don't know what they've got.
Yeah, apparently they have a whole entire like hangar worth of footage from like every concert.
When you think would be a good time to start figuring that out, bud? When you think would have been a good time to start organizing the shit?
Like a good 10 years ago.
Oh man. Like you would think they'd have it in like a library. Like I'm sure like if you go to WWE's vault and their huge stockpile of footage that you can go to a card catalog and see that this is here in this section on this shelf. It's
yeah.
I mean, it would take having to do something, to set it
Definitely.
up.
And they pay people there to digitize the content, like, and they're constantly doing that too.
We're not going to see that footage. I would be insanely surprised if we saw that in the next 6 months.
Who knows, man? Crazier things have happened with this band.
Yeah. Of course, he could have been trolling when he said that shit too, because it could be just about to come out and he wanted to act like it wasn't coming out at all.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a possibility too. But that's really all we've got in the way of GNR news. You want to move on to the next bit?
Let's move on. What do we have next, actually?
Up next, this was your idea.
Oh, and I would.
So, Caputo came up with this idea for a bit. We've talked a little bit about, we're both big wrestling fans, and we hope that you guys listening are. If not, I guess skip this bit. But this is, I thought I did like this. I thought it'd be interesting. Who would? Okay, you explain it because you can probably explain it better than me.
Yeah, so it's basically like the members, like anyone who's ever been in GNR, and that's probably at least like a good 20 people. Whoever, as who would be like their pro wrestler counterpart, like in terms of like maybe not always looks, but also like personality wise and such as well. Like who would they be like the equivalent to in like pro wrestling in a way?
Okay, yeah, I get that. I've come up with 5 here. Do you want to start out?
Sure. I got like a few here. I'm gonna just go off like on a fire here. Paul Tobias is the Virgil of Guns N' Roses.
The Virgil.
Literally.
I'm thinking of the sad Virgil meme where
the lonely merch table. Paul Tobias. I was in Guns N' Roses for a fucking year.
Oh, that's funny.
I wrote one song for them. We're like 3. Who gives a shit? I was Axel's friend, then I didn't want to tour, and he probably hasn't talked to me since 2002.
Brian May is the Bret Hart of Guns N' Roses, but not like the WWF Bret Hart, but the WCW Bret Hart, where he came in and he's this big legend, and then they never really did anything with him.
Yeah, so who would be the Goldberg to kick his head into the 5th row?
Oh, the fans. Oh man, no, because the fans didn't even know about it. They'd heard rumor about it. Probably management, whoever was the manager at the time.
At that time, oh man, would it still have been Goldstein?
I don't know. Doug Goldstein, maybe.
Yeah, it could have been because if Brian May was there like in like the late 90s.
Yeah.
Very like the turn of 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During the 2000, wasn't that during the 2000 intentions thing?
Yeah, so in like 2000, yeah, probably 99, 2000. I think Goldstein was still there. I think.
Okay.
I feel like someone else can correct me on this.
Yeah, they probably will if we're that wrong.
Yeah.
What else you got? Let's see. I got one. I put
All right.
Buckethead. I put Buckethead as Kane from the 90s.
Oh, fuck. I was trying to think of one for Buckhead. That's perfect.
Because when I was a kid in the 90s and Kane came out, they scared the shit out of me.
That's gotta be Kane.
Buckethead's creepy.
Yeah. You could be like a mix of like Kane and Undertaker. So like Undertaker shoots the lightning and stuff, but Buckethead's powers he can like whip the nunchucks. That's pretty cool.
Buckethead could have been in that whole Ministry of Darkness. He could have been the manager for Undertaker and Kane. Like you see them coming out, and they're just these two brooding big men walking down, and then you see Buckethead with his nunchucks like walking by.
I was gonna say I'll give Buckhead one thing. He knew how to use the guitar better than Jeff Jarrett. At least he drew a dime.
oh, he could draw a dime on a piece of paper. What's another one you got?
So I play like Robin Fink, but this is like specifically like 01, 02 Robin Fink. I put it as the boogeyman. Because they both look like just creepy motherfuckers.
Yeah, he did look skeevy. Like if I ran into that guy in an alley, I'd probably be like, "What the fuck kind of neighborhood is this?"
Yeah.
I put Bumblefoot as Mick Foley because he's just so nice.
Yeah, and Bumblefoot looks like the kind of guy who would like do crazy shit for the fans.
One of my buddies in the wrestling business, when I was active, we did a show with Mick Foley while he wasn't under contract or anything. I don't think he wrestled. He just came in and he like made an appearance and helped set up a storyline, and then signed autographs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But after the show, my friend Justin took him back to the hotel, and he was like, he was backstage and was like, "Any of you guys want to give me a ride to the hotel?" And then they took him back to the hotel, and he's like, "Come on in for a little while, man." And so he came in the hotel, and then he said they were sitting there at the table at the hotel because it was just like, it wasn't even nothing fancy. It was like your standard. I think it was even a motel. Like it was like your standard motel. Like you go in and there's the bed, and then there's like that table and the couple of chairs sitting by the window. And they sat by the window at the table and chair and just bullshitted about wrestling for like 3 hours. And it was like Mick, he dropped him off, and then it was like Mick invited him in, and he was like, and then it was starting to get late. He was like, "Man, there's another bed here if you want to spend the night." And he was like, "Well, I need to be getting home." But he was just like really, really nice to him, like, because he was like, "I honestly thought about it." But that made me think of like all the times I met Bumblefoot and just how nice he was.
Yeah.
What you got next?
I'm still like kind of like torn on this one. I think Dizzy Reed could be like, I'm trying to think. Yeah, Dizzy Reed is probably like the Brutus Beefcake. Because he's like the most loyal fucking dude. He's like always stayed loyal to Axel.
Yeah, like Brutus did with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. But I mean, like Axel could also technically be like a Brutus Beefcake, because like for each look, it's like a different fucking beefcake gimmick.
Because he had the Hulk Hogan stash, I guess.
Yeah. That or like, because there's like a new look every like 4 years, and that'd be like Brutus Beefcake. He's like the booty man, the Zodiac, the disciple.
Oh man, somebody Photoshop it and send it to us. Dizzy Reed is the booty man. Never thought I'd say on this show that Dizzy Reed was the booty man. I put Duff McKagan. His could be the Big Show because he's a big friendly giant.
Oh yeah, it could be. I was trying to think someone who's like ripped to shreds and like tall, but it's pretty hard to like find. I'm trying to think.
Yeah. For Slash,
like a less. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. You had a thought.
Yeah, I was gonna say Duff could be like a less charismatic John Cena. Cause I mean, they both like are like in shape, but like Duff has about 400 pounds less muscle.
Yeah.
And being a bass player, you don't talk too much.
Yeah. Let's see. I put Slash was RVD 420.
That's also ironic because I put Slash as Matt Riddle. They're both like stoner type characters.
I love that, like, nothing Slash has ever done has really been very stonerific. But, like, on this show,
Yeah.
when we talk about Slash, we always talk about him like a raging like, my impression of Slash, man, it's like he's always stoned,
Yeah,
but it
like he kind of
fits.
does sound like one a bit. When you hear him like do interviews and stuff, he kind of does. Yeah.
Do you have another one?
Oh, okay. This is another good one. You may like Chris Pittman is like it's like Jimmy Hart.
I can see that.
They're both good in the studio, and then they just tag along for the ride. They're just in the background there. They still get paid.
Waving his towel around. Come on, baby.
Yeah. Because like Jimmy Hart was like he was also a musician too. Like he did like a
Yeah.
lot of the WCW themes, and like Chris Pittman was in the studio doing a lot of the shit for Chida.
The last one I've got is Axl Rose. And
Mm-hmm.
I was torn on this one. I had a couple, but I said either. Now, this depends on where you meet him and what kind of mood he's in. Because I think
Mm-hmm.
we can agree that Axl Rose isn't the same person when his moods change.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, if when he's in the streets and the paparazzi are pissing him off and shit like that, he becomes Dean Ambrose.
Oh, okay. All right. Like an Ambrose, John Moxley type.
Yeah. And like when somebody in the crowd's throwing bottles or being an asshole and he jumps off the stage to fight them, yeah, that's a very John Moxley, Dean Ambrose move. Also, as a performance, when he's on stage and stuff, I put Chris Jericho because he's very rock star, very over the top, and stuff like that. But then you know how like Chris Jericho will talk back to the audience if they piss him off while he's working. Like, I'm from Winnipeg, you idiot. And that made me think of, get that guy out of here.
Get that guy out of here!
What did you get? Did you have any more?
For my next one, I was a little torn because I was kind of like in between. Like, I thought Savage because like they both have
Oh,
like these like unique voices, and they're both always fucking paranoid about something.
there's some shit going on there, brother. I
Yeah,
don't
like
like
these
it.
like larger than life characters in a way. Or he could also be like a Hulk Hogan. And then again, that goes along with Chris Pittman being Jimmy Hart and Dizzy Reed being Brutus
Fu Manchu.
Beefcake. Yeah. Yes, 2010 Axel is Hulk Hogan. But like the Great Value like George Walmart brand clothing line.
Well, let me tell you something, Ashba.
Then again, who would Ashba be? Shit.
I couldn't think of nobody for DJ. I tried. I've got it. I wrote down DJ Ashba, then I scribbled it out.
To
That's
be
a good
honest,
one.
now that
Let's
I got
think
one
about it.
actually.
Oh, who
Yeah.
you got?
I'm thinking since I don't know, I'm just putting like I'm just doing a connection here. DJ Ashba kind of looks like a knockoff Chris Angel, and there
Ah,
was a knockoff Magic wrestler called was it Fantasio, I think. Fantasio.
oh my God, that's mean. It's funny. It's funny, but it's mean. But funny. Oh man, that was a fun bit.
Yeah, that was fun to say the least. Holy shit.
Got a little more mileage out of that one than I thought we would.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Good
have a
old
big show.
Fantasio.
I'm trying to move on, man. When it popped up on the screen, man, that's when I lost my shit because I wouldn't expect it. I was sitting here talking to you, and then we record the show on Skype, and then I don't know how it'll look, but we'll make a video version of that, at least that segment, to put on Instagram.
Definitely.
And then like it just popped up in the corner next to Caputo here on my screen, and when it just popped up, I wasn't expecting it, and, and it was such a goofy ass fucking picture. Oh man. Anyway, let's play a transition.
Yes.
We've got to go back into history.
That's our dumbest transition, by the way. Intro for a bit.
Whatever works.
It does work, yeah. Anyway, on this day in rock and roll history, and today is May 25th, 2020. And we got 3 of these that I thought were interesting that we could probably talk about. On this day in 1938, Vernon Presley is sentenced to a 3-year term at the Parchman Penal Plantation in Mississippi for forging a check. He basically got a 3-year prison sentence for forging a check.
Mhm.
His wife Gladys and his son Elvis are forced to live on welfare. So Elvis's dad went to jail today in 1938. So that's 90 what? That'd be 80 something. Long ass fucking time ago. But that sounds about right, because I know a dude that did that shit in 2000 and the mid 2000s, and he did, I think, 2 years. Fucking good. You shouldn't be able to just do that shit and get away with it. So
Yeah, I agree.
let's see. This one ought to tell you how jaded I've become, because this one's from 1973, and the first words of the paragraph are Carol, and I expected when I was reading it the next word to be basket.
Carol Baskin.
Carole King gives a free concert for 100,000 fans in New York Central Park on this day in 1973. What's your favorite Carole King song?
The first
me.
one.
Yeah, that one. That's the one I like too.
The one where she sings.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. Yeah, I do like that one. Yeah, that's a good one. Fun fact, I was actually not at that concert. 1970 is the last one. In 1978, The Who perform a concert in London to be filmed for their documentary movie about the band's history called The Kids Are All Right. However, the reason this is historical is because this would be Keith Moon's last performance with the band before his death on September 7th.
Dang.
And with that, we're going to move on to our next bit. Ladies and gentlemen, Caputo and I here, we're known for doing usually a shitty music video. But we thought we'd hit you with a little something different today. And give you an epic music video. And which is funny, because when we were planning this, it wasn't planned. We were trying to figure out what else we were going to do. And then we were having a little trouble because Chris here is in Canada and I'm in the States. So some of the videos he was sending me weren't working. Were not available for me to view. When we finally, I was waiting on the last one before, and then in my head I was like, I'm going to suggest this video if this video doesn't work. And then this was the one Chris was trying to send me.
Yeah, 41 episodes later, but we've now, I think, have gotten to master the magic of twin telepathy, even though we're nowhere close to being twins.
I know, right? But this is my favorite music video of all time. I will go ahead and say it.
All right.
And when we get it started here, you can head over to gunsnradio.com, where you can find the link to the video. And I guess we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, play. Should we tell? Well, I guess we should tell them what it is.
Yeah.
This is "Call on Me" by Eric Prince.
I believe it's Eric Prydz.
Pritz.
Prydz.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prydz. Okay.
Swedish. Yeah.
I got to be honest. I never really cared who this song was by.
Yeah.
That's how good it is. It just always.
Yeah.
It
It's a
always.
sample of like that one 80s song.
Yeah, Valerie. Calling me, Valerie. Let me see here. See if I can get this loaded up from the link that you sent me. It won't let me play the very video that you sent me, so I'm gonna have to use another YouTube copy.
Oh, you want to count it down?
You want me to do it?
Yeah, I'll let you do it.
3, 2, 1, play. All right, from the get-go, I think you may have figured.
Booty.
May have figured out what I like about this video already.
V for vagina. And there's just one guy here.
Yeah, if we could, that's the only thing. Like, nothing is perfect, but if we could just get rid of him, then this video would be like the best music video of all time.
Yeah, you know what's really weird? He actually looks like Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
Oh, he does. That's what that's who it is. I'm gonna tell myself that's who it is.
Yeah.
This is his daily workout routine.
He's
and
in
whatever.
a softcore porn music video, and his mom fucked the Rolling Stones. What do you know?
I'm gonna tell myself that in whatever the Canadian version of the White House is, this is his daily morning routine.
Yes. Parliament Hill, baby. Nothing but softcore porn and one pieces that basically are about 3 seconds away from showing your fucking camel toe.
Oh man, this is nice. What's that chick's name?
I have no idea, actually.
Man, this makes me want to take yoga classes.
There's just so many like behind like the freaking butthole vagina shots. It's just like wow.
This makes me think of like I said, I wanted to take yoga classes, but they frown on me bringing a lawn chair and sitting there with a beer.
All right, girls, get your legs up. Now spray your ass cheeks and just let it slide in.
Man, I hope shaving your legs is still a thing after quarantine.
I hope shaving in general still is. Just because you ain't getting any dick doesn't mean you shouldn't shave your fucking mystical forest down there, ladies.
Hey, listen,
and you too, dudes.
That's a personal choice. For me, it just doesn't feel clean.
Yeah. Listen, light bush is okay. If it's like friggin' like two strands compact area, no put my thing near Middle Earth.
I was thinking when you said light bush is okay, I was thinking about the beer, and I was like, yeah, that is the okayest of beers.
Bush. That too, I guess.
Is this what happens after every yoga class?
Piece of softcore porn that's probably legally allowed to be shown on TV.
Oh, that was nice. As if it wasn't sweating enough in this fucking place without the air on right now. Good. My air conditioner gets picked up on the podcast if I leave it on. So come the summertime, when we get about July and August and September, you guys are probably just going to have to deal with it. But you know, that music video I found out about earlier this year actually has a sequel to it.
Really?
Yeah, there's another music video that picks up where that one leaves off. We might watch that one in a future episode.
Definitely keep that on tabs.
May even do it next week. Way we don't have. That'd be one less bit for us to write if we remember. You gotta
write it down. God damn it!
I'll write it down. That don't mean I'm gonna remember. I'll put do the sequel next week.
Do the sequel. Do it.
But with that, you ready to listen to the song of the day?
Yeah, let's get to it, man.
All right, we're going to take us a little break, and when we come back, we're going to listen to Suicide by Adler's Appetite.
All right, we're going to take a little pause for a second so me and Chris can tell you about Anchor by Spotify.
Only the easiest way to make a podcast. You got everything you need all in one place.
Anchor has all of the tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
Also, hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast to all sorts of listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more.
So it really is everything you need to make a podcast all in one place.
And best of all, you're going to be surprised when you hear this. Anchor is totally free.
When we first got started, we paid for platforms to host our show that were not nearly as good and functional even as Anchor is. If you want to start your own podcast, then by all means, you should download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today.
Nice riff at the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm going to pause.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of Izzy vibe off of this one.
Really?
Yeah. Like it sounds like Izzy, but it's like not got that kind of relaxing kind of vibe that we're used to. You know what I'm saying? But it sounds like somebody trying to kind of put their own spin on whatever that style would be called. Here's what's funny is because I was kicking myself for not putting the lyrics in the comment section of this video like I normally do. And then the top comment is the lyrics. And I was like, oh, okay. That's convenient. Somebody else all did it. And then I looked who did it.
I was like, I know he's going to do this. I'm like, I'm going to just fuck him over and put the lyrics in.
And I totally forgot. And then you turned around and saved the day an hour ago. So you did this like right as we were going on the air.
Yeah, because I was trying to look for the lyrics and I couldn't find anything. And then like I found like it was on my GNR forums. So I put the lyrics to the entire like EP this song is on.
Good call. Good call. I hope you saved that link because we're going to probably need that because this is not a popular EP. Let's see who we got. It's Jizzy Pearl.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that name. When you really think about it, Jizzy Pearl.
Jizz the pit / a snake pit.
Like a pearl necklace. Like
what, you're jizzing on like a mom's tits or something?
Gross. I would read the rest of those guys, but I don't think you know who they are because I sure don't. So
Sherry Kelly sounds kind of familiar.
I don't know any of them.
Robbie Crane, he was once the bassist for Rat. Oh, that's cool. It's a Rat.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Rat's a really good band live.
Yeah. Kerry Kelly has worked with Alice Cooper / Vince Neil. Wow.
I was thinking of Kelly Kelly when you said that.
Oh, the girl's so nice they named her twice.
That's pretty bad. Because she used to just be Kelly. Mm-hmm. And then I guess they said, fuck it.
Kelly squared.
All right, let's get back to it. Wait, I heard shit's away on my sanity.
Shit the way of my sanity. Yeah, that's what the lyrics I put in there were.
Yeah.
From what I got, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I've shit away my sanity before when I had a a bad burrito at Chipotle, but I mean, not bad enough to write a song like this about it, because the next line is "Save me."
Yeah. I was gonna say, speaking of shit, that's like me for the next day for 9 hours after a Taco Bell.
Oh, dude, I know,
Yeah.
but it's just so good. Can't help it.
I'm the bastard son of the century. I should have died. Call me a suicide.
See, this should have been Suicide's music in TNA.
It would have been pretty kick-ass.
The devil chaperone, I cannot stay. Walk hand in hand with the unknown, it's all the same. Another life gone up in smoke, I never change. We are reality.
Okay, so what I'm getting out of the lyrics is that this seems like about maybe struggling with addiction.
Could be. Yeah.
Because, like, Steven was kind of going through that at the time. I don't know if he actually wrote this stuff or not, or if he just played drums on it and put his name on it.
Yeah, no.
But
Here it says all tracks written by Adler's Appetite.
okay, so maybe
Like
it was
on
like
this EP,
group
yeah.
effort.
Mm-hmm.
Loneliness. Chips away at my sanity.
I dispute the shits away my sanity lyric.
Yeah, that's an odd one.
Yeah.
I should have died. Call me a suicide.
Okay, we're getting a breakdown. That's a really good solo. It's making me think of something, but I can't. I've lost it. I can't think of what. It reminds me of another solo, though.
Yeah.
I just can't think of what solo it reminds me of.
Yeah. To me, like, this whole song kind of sounds like a sort of knockoff of a Revolver type song.
Yeah, now that you say that, like,
It's very like that slow solo was like a sort of like a slash tribute kind of thing, and this guy sounds like Scott Weiland with like a deeper voice.
kinda.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting another one. Okay.
Loneliness. Chips away at my sanity.
I think it gets in the way of my sanity. I
Could
don't
be.
think it's shit the way of my sanity. I think it's loneliness gets in the way of my sanity.
I should have died. Call me a suicide. Call me a suicide. Call me a suicide. Call me a suicide.
Okay.
Call me a suicide.
I think we're pretty well done.
Yeah.
I love that the comment section on YouTube has already kind of beat me to what I was saying in the beginning. And this comes from Ready to Crash Down. And he says, yeah, I know his name is Jizzy. It's even written in the description. And this is Adler's Appetite, not Axl Rose. Oh, so he's replying to somebody, though. Oh, well,
Then
fuck
that
it.
guy was a pussy and deleted his fucking comments. So
Oh, no wonder we can't see it. No,
Yeah.
he did. Did he?
yes, because like there's an at thing, but where's the comment? It's like 8 years ago.
Well, yeah, but if you go a few down underneath it, it's Carter. I'm not going to say his last name. You can look that up on your own if you really care that much. But it says in all caps, raised the singer's name is Chizzy. But
Oh,
then
I'm gonna get it.
Skid Roses says it pisses me off that these guys are next to not known, and I agree. Like that should have been good. But I really want to read this comment from Glam Americano El Ritorino, and he says, "Este es el puro tema bueneto del disco," and I couldn't agree more. So, yeah, we even read a few comments. Look at that. Check you out, though. At the very top there. All right, so what do you give it?
For this, like, CVS brand, Velvet Revolver track, I'll give it like a 1.5.
Yeah, it's really difficult for me to. I mean, instrumentally, it's okay. But even the solo makes me think of something else. I just can't. I can't access the file in my brain right now to pull out what it makes me think of. But anyway, I'm with you. I'd say 1.5, 2 at the most.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a 2, but I'm like, there's not really enough like redeeming qualities of it. It's just
Yeah, I probably won't listen to this again. So there you have it. It's nice that we're hating on a song. It's not by Izzy for a change.
Yeah. I was gonna say Izzy stuff is getting a lot better now, so that's good.
I know, dude. I'm so glad we was getting good stuff by Izzy. Because them verse guy, even though I don't like "Call Me the Reason," I stand by that. I don't like that song anyway, regardless of who sings it. But
yeah, that one was like, but a lot of them have been pretty good.
All right, well, there we've got that taken care of. So with that, you want to spin the wheel and see what we're doing next week?
Yeah. Just before that, just a quick reminder. In 2 weeks' time, it is my birthday, and we're gonna be doing a very special birthday bash episode. We're gonna have a guest, maybe 2 guests on. Who knows? We're working on it. Yeah. So in 2 weeks' time, it's gonna be a song of my choosing because it's my birthday. Fuck you. So
we won't be spinning the wheel next week. You're just gonna tell us next week what song you've chosen.
We'll make the big reveal, get a drum roll and everything going, you know.
I'll throw in the beep boop 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 boop. While the wheel is spinning, we want to tell you to head over to gunsradio.com and check out GN Extra, where we're going to continue the party from today. So the show doesn't end here. We hang out with you a little longer, and we're gonna keep doing that over there on GN Extra. So, yeah. Check it out.
No More by Velvet Revolver.
Okay.
Oh.
Next week on Guns and Radio, we will be listening to No More by Velvet Revolver.
Nice.
I've never
heard
heard
a while since we've covered. I think this is the second time that we've only covered Velvet Revolver. So.
The first one was
Messages. That was like our biggest episode at the time.
Yeah, which is not anymore. It's been overtaken. Our now most popular episode, most downloaded episode is River by Izzy Stradlin.
Oh, isn't it Here Comes the Rain?
Oh, you're right. It is Here Comes the Rain. I'm sorry.
Yeah, over like 1,000 plays on that episode, which is insane.
Yeah, that's our first episode to crack the 1,000 mark. Look, there's so many that come near it. And so far, our number one episode has changed a lot before we noticed.
Yeah.
But like right now, as it stands, Here Comes the Rain is our number one most downloaded episode. So we want to thank you guys for listening to that episode and making that popular. And with that, are you ready to go home for this episode?
I just remembered another thing, actually. To any musicians, bands out there, cover artists, like tribute bands, anyone, that if you're listening or you know anyone that's in a cover tribute band, hit us up. Like, let us know, because we'd love to have you featured as the musical guest to end our show. So we're accepting anyone right now.
That's right. We're looking for musical guests. I forgot about that. Good call.
Yeah.
We want you to come play on our show. So definitely hit us up. And I guess with that, it's time to wrap it up. So until next time, I'm Dustin Bonez.
I'm Chris Caputo. We will see you next week on Guns and Radio. Peace.